Welcome, everybody. Welcome to ZionCapitalFX. My name is Chance, and you're watching the video log series where we take anyone that doesn't know anything about Forex indices or the markets in general and put them on a path towards consistent profitability and then financial freedom. Consistent profitability is the goal. Financial freedom is the dream. So today we're going to be talking about what is a currency pair. You need to have this understanding when looking at the Forex market, because if you don't, then you're really not understanding how this market is behaving or moving and what's really going on behind the scenes. So a currency pair is just one of the many in the foreign exchange market. A currency pair is comprised of two differing currencies. When you see a Forex instrument, the first thing that you should notice is one currency comes before another. Like when we talk about EU, that's the euro dollar to US dollar. Well, there's a reason why the euro dollar comes first and the US dollar comes second. It's important to know that the order of those currencies in the pair it does have a significant meaning behind it. The first currency listed is known as the base currency. And let me get an example of this. So the first currency, if we're looking at euro to US dollar, right? The euro comes first in the currency pair. This is known as the base currency. The second currency is the US dollar. This is known as the quote currency or counter currency. Okay, that's important to understand. Forex pairs are just currencies that are being compared or backed against with another currency. The price at which a Forex pair is currently set at is another way of suggesting how much of a quote or counter currency is needed to buy 1 unit of the base currency. That's a mouthful, but you can see here, if EU is currently set at the price of 1.0980, right? 1.0980, then you can sell 1 euro for that many US dollars. And if you look here, this is the asking price, then you can buy 1 euro for 1.0982 US dollars. The difference between these two prices is the spread, which is 2 pips. The broker will always have a spread, and you need to pay attention to the spread. If we were to enter a market and buy a position in EU, we're actually buying the euro dollar while simultaneously selling the US dollar. Likewise, if we're in a sell position with EU, then we are selling the euro dollar and buying the US dollar. A currency pair's price is printed or quoted based on their bid and ask prices, the buy and sell prices. The bid price, like what I just said, is the price that the Forex broker will buy the base currency from you in exchange for the quote or counter currency. The ask, or also called the offer price, is the price that the broker will sell you the base currency in exchange for the quote or counter currency. So, and again, it's important to know that the difference between these two prices, the bid price and the ask price, that is the spread. Spreads are transient and they're always going to fluctuate. And you should always take that in consideration when placing a trade, because sometimes it just depends on the time of day that the market is in, and you'll see these huge swings in the spread values. Like I mentioned before, there are so many different Forex pairs within the Forex market, and they're not all looked upon the same. For instance, there are major, minor, and exotic crosses. Major Forex pairs see the most traded volume and therefore should be the assets that a beginner looks to trade in the beginning of their trading journey. Major pairs tend to have lower spreads and have a smoother order flow and price action. Here's a list, but not limited to, major Forex pairs and minor Forex pairs. Now, you're probably wondering, because I'll call out Forex pairs by initials like EU, GJ, GU. So that is actually an abbreviation. That's called an ISO currency code. Not too many people know this, but if you learn these initials, then you kind of learn the jargon of a Forex trader, and you can start talking like a Forex trader, right? So know that E stands for Euro, U stands for the US, J stands for the Japanese yen. G stands for the Great British Pound. F stands for the Swiss franc, right? A stands for the Aussie dollar, and C stands for the Canadian dollar. There's other abbreviations, there's other currencies out here, but these are the most common ones that you're going to see. If you say GU to somebody, they're going to know you mean the British pound back to the US dollar. That's just common knowledge within the Forex world. So the major pairs, as you can see here, include the Euro US dollar Japanese yen, the British pound to US dollar, the US dollar Swiss franc, Aussie dollar to US dollar, and US dollar to Canadian dollar. Okay, so that's the majors. Now, what are the minors? The minor pairs are assets that aren't tied to the US dollar and tend to have slightly wider spreads than the major pairs, and they're also not as liquid, right? There are plenty of minor pairs such as GJ that tend to be crowd favorites among experienced traders. GJ is one of my absolute favorite pairs to trade. And you can see here you got the euro, the Great British Pound, to euro to Japanese yen, British pound to Japanese yen, British pound to Canadian dollar, Swiss franc to Japanese yen, and the euro dollar to the Aussie dollar. The takeaway here is that there are countless Forex pairs, and we haven't even touched the exotics, and I'm not even going to go through them, but there's exotics like the Turkish lira, the Czech koruna, or even the South African rand, and like the Mexican peso. Like, you can get into that. But as a trader, I cannot urge you enough. Specifically as a beginner, I highly recommend you stick to high liquid pairs such as the major crosses and even some of the minor pairs. EU is the number one traded asset in Forex, and UJ, the US dollar Japanese yen, is the second most traded asset. Sticking to liquid instruments such as those will set you up for a better chance of success in the long run. But as you gain experience, you can branch out and you can see what other pairs might work with your style of trading and with your personality. I'm very, very in tune with GJ, and as an American, I don't understand why. I've always done well with GJ. It has nothing to do with my economy, but for whatever reason, the price action, the order flow just does really well with my style of trading. I know that there's a particular time in the day I cannot be in a trade with GJ because the spreads are just so wide that it's counterintuitive for me to be in a trade. And as an intraday day trader, it's not feasible for me to be in a trade between 4 o'clock my time and 5 p.m. my time because that's the rollover hour between the markets, and it's wild. You'll go from spreads of 2 pips to 37 pips depending on what's going on at that current time. So again, it doesn't make sense to be in a trade. That's why I say you got to pay attention to the spreads as well. Get to know these Forex pairs, because one of these or a couple of these I'm going to tell you to focus on. They're going to be your bread and butter as you start trading and getting in tune with the markets. So that's what I've got today with what is a currency pair. I hope this made sense to you. If you liked it, hit like or subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you like to trade in the comments. And yeah, everybody, I'm excited to be doing this, and I'm excited. This is a journey that not only I'm trying to help others, strive towards financial freedom, but it's just exciting because like going over this stuff, it reminds me how much I forgot or took for granted knowing, and I'm just glad to be sharing it with all of you. So do me a favor, help out the YouTube algorithm, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. And everybody, thank you. Until next time, peace out. Stay safe in the markets.